Hey everyone, Canadagraphs here with another Geoguessr video, sort of. If you see me looking off to the side, it's because I do have a script for this because there's a lot to talk about, so apologies if I'm not looking straight at you, but honestly, who wants to look at my face anyways? I find myself again having to do another Geoguessr controversy video. Please note, I will state some things in here that are facts. I will also state some things in here that are my opinion on the matter. This time it isn't just about making an offensive business decision due to the pressure of moron investors whose inheritance funds are making the decisions for Geoguessr in the last couple of years. It is about actual rigging events and trying to hide the evidence. Geoguessr is about to host their third ever World Cup championship this weekend. And just like their last controversy just 3 months ago, this controversy is coming right before a major event of theirs. Last time, the Saudi Arabia blood money scandal hit right before the America Regional Championship, which I discussed in a video at that time, only for them to solve it the very next day. Surely because of me, right? Right? Sure. This time, right before their World Championship, their pinnacle event of the year. This year, they have several sponsors, including Google products, including Google Maps, Shiba Cat Food, Michel'Air, Alienware, Opera GX, and Polestar. I wonder how they feel their products will be viewed by the Geoguessr community from now on after 2 major controversies in 3 months. So what did Geoguessr do this time? They hosted a music contest that was rigged by the company they partnered with, where the winner would get to go to the World Championships in Copenhagen, Denmark. A member of the Geo community, Jaspinko, made his entry for the event, and then promoted it to the community and got strong support for it. He shows in his video with great details, including stuff well beyond my understanding of data from the website, how the company putting on this contest for Geoguessr, who I believe is the actual company that rigged it, but don't let Geoguessr off the hook because they backed it up. The company is some random music contest company no one's ever heard of called Audeobox. And Jaspinko even found a clip of their CEO on a live stream voting on the contest for the song that inevitably was rigged to win. He actually voted for the first and second place songs. He's the CEO of the company putting on this event, and he's voting on it? No conflict of interest there, surely. As for the contest, as the contest went on, Jaspinko was keeping an eye on it. On the final day, he was keeping a watchful eye in case someone tried scamming the system near the end with bot voting. He didn't consider it would be the actual company doing the contest that would rig it. He caught them in real time, changing the results. They added votes to the top 3 finishers and took away votes from him. They could have just like, I honestly don't know how they get around this because he would have still had the proof, but they could have at least rigged it to be like, oh, these guys got this many votes and left his vote total where it was, and maybe it looks a little less suspicious. But they didn't even do that. They outright took votes off him. But, my brain freezes even thinking of the stupidity. Yeah, they first reduced his vote total, then propped up 3 contestants above the 3 that were at the top. They didn't even just steal the top prize from him. They stole the prizes of all the top 3 contestants and gave them to 3 different people. These scumbags did not screw 1 person out of prizes. These scumbags screwed over 3 people out of prizes, so they could give them to people they intentionally rigged the results for. Remember when I said don't let Geoguessr off the hook? Well, Jaspinko contacted them to show what he found, and how did they reward him bringing this info to their attention? They took the side of the scumbag company Audeobox. and their scam artist CEO Tremaine Winfrey, who let's not forget, voted on the contest he was running, then purposely rigged the results for the person he voted for. Geoguessr's response to Jaspinko is nothing short of insulting. We will get to that in a bit. So here's the funny part. Jaspinko shows in his video the very part that states the winners will be decided by voters. Jaspinko then shows a paragraph that starts with the winner as being a different winner than popular vote winners, but the winner is never mentioned at any other time outside this paragraph. The winner may be selected regardless of how many votes they get in the popular vote portion of the contest. Huh? You just said the popular vote was deciding the winner. But I guess the winner is different than the popular vote winners. The popular vote winners are the people that get first through third prizes. The winner, I mean, maybe I don't know what they get, but it's not one of those prizes. As Jaspinko states, there is no prize in the entirety of the rules set aside for the winner. There is clearly prizes set aside for the top 3 popular vote getters, however. There is a line that isn't highlighted in the video that states other prizes may be determined at the discretion of the sponsors and their designated appointees. What? I mean, maybe that's the prize the winner is eligible for, but it has no bearing on the top 3 prizes for the popular vote winners. Also, that is abysmal English. Just horrid. It then goes on to claim entrants agree that the operator has the sole right to decide all matters and disputes arising from this contest, and that all decisions of the operators and sponsors are final and binding. That's not what your rules say. Your rules say that the results of the vote decide. They slipped this, again, abysmally worded sentence in there to try and justify their scam. But they probably did not expect to get caught in the act rigging things and trying to circumvent the will of the people with rigged results. Jaspinko showed in the video that in Audeobox's own rules that step 6, winners announced after the voting period ends, winners will be determined by vote count. There you have it, plain and simple. Voters decide. Prize will automatically be awarded to the top 3 participants. In Audeobox's own words, they state the winners will be those of the popular vote, not a randomly selected entrant, which is who they gave the prize to. Fun fact, when I just went looking at their rules, they've revised Rule 6. You can see it here in this screenshot. Jaspinko then shows in detail how he was able to easily find the vote totals and track them through the rest of the contest, if we can actually call it that at this point, when he shows in detail how they manually changed the vote totals. He then confirmed with members of the community that their votes had been removed by the fact that their vote button was lit up as if they had never voted at all. In this group of people included his own mother. They took his own mother's vote away from her. I mean, if you're going to run a scam, you should probably stay at least away from the friends and family of the contestant. His next step was to bring it to Geoguessr. He contacts one of the people at Geoguessr and gets this response. Hi Jasper, thanks for reaching out. I'm looking into it and talking to the people at Audeobox. I'll get back to you. Just wanted to let you know I've seen it and we're on it. Best, Mikhail. He then gets a second message from Mikhail that states, Hi Jasper, thanks for reaching out and sharing your concerns in such detail. We completely understand how disappointing this situation must feel. To clarify, as per the official competition rules outlined here, and then there's a link to the Audeobox rules, The selection of winners is not determined solely by the public vote. Specifically, the rules state the winner may be selected from all the remix entries, regardless of any rank as determined by the visitor's popular vote. No? No, that's not how you sold it. We're truly sorry for the frustration this situation has caused, but the process followed by Audeobox aligns with the terms that were made available from the start, but I do agree that the terms vary a bit vague and could be a bit misleading. A bit misleading? Oh my god. What an understatement. If you were already planning to come to Copenhagen for the championship, I'd be happy to arrange tickets for you and give you a backstage tour as a consolation. Best regards, Mikhail. I mean, he technically won more than tickets. He won a trip and hotel on top of the tickets. But let's assume, even if he were to go, like they're saying, if you're planning to come to Copenhagen, I'm assuming if he's going to Copenhagen, he's probably already going there for the World Championships, which means he probably already bought tickets. Just a, wild theory that if you're going to go to Copenhagen for this, you're not going there to just hang out. He probably paid for his own travel, his own hotel, and his own tickets. He's already got tickets. You aren't giving him a bonus by giving him tickets if he's already come to Copenhagen on his own dime. Oh, man. This is, as far as explanations go, some of the most ridiculous gaslighting I have seen. I'm sure everyone watching this is already aware I have many issues with Geoguessr, and that at least 2 of their devs loathe me enough to ban me from every platform they have for simply holding them in check. Yet, I still consider some of the people at the game as good and honorable. This response is not good and honorable, and is grossly insulting to not just Jaspinko or the other 2 entrants that finished 2nd and 3rd fair and square, but to the Geoguessr users who voted on this. Alright, the vote. So, on the surface, beyond this being a rigged scam, there is then the real big question mark of all this, even more than the stolen prizes. Audeobox purposely took these stolen prizes Audeobox purposely took from these 3 legitimate contestants. If you're not already thoroughly disgusted by all this, let me add in this shady, suspicious nugget of scumbaggery by Audeobox. They required your info to vote on it. On one hand, this should have been commended for making the vote as rig-proof as possible. On the other hand, they rigged it themselves. So what are they doing with everyone's info? To vote in this contest, they required your first name, email address, and phone number. Again, if the contest was run with honor, I would consider these steps somewhat commendable. But Audeobox literally rigged the results. So what are they doing with that info? I mean, they didn't need it for the contest because the contest wasn't honorable. They didn't need to verify that everyone was a real person. A billion bots could have voted and it wouldn't have changed their results. They would have just still rigged it for the 3 people that they wanted in. Jaspinko then goes on to go into detail on how they keep deleting any evidence possible of their scam. He shared info on the scam in Audeobox's Twitch chat. They immediately removed the embedded video counts from the page. Jaspinko isn't new to this though. He had a backup plan. He archived the page, but when he showed Geoguessr the evidence he had, conveniently that was taken down not long after he showed the archived page to them and barred from further archiving. Audeobox then removed the VOD of the winner announcement from Twitch and YouTube. Wonder why. That's not shady at all. Now personally, I know how I would handle this, but I have been told I can be very petty. Both Geoguessr and Audeobox would find themselves having to answer for their actions in court, either through suing Audeobox directly for rigging the contest that was supposed to be decided by the popular vote, or Geoguessr for hosting the contest which then would push Geoguessr to sue Audeobox for, if they mentioned the rules in their live stream verbally, slander, at the very least, libel, in turn damaging Geoguessr's reputation. See the full breakdown of Jaspinko's evidence and to just simply give him the views his material deserves for bringing this to everyone's attention. I have put the link in the description, and the link will be on the screen at the end of this video. I love that Geoguessr has an esports scene. I'm a very competitive person, as some of you know, so this is right up my alley. I love that they have a world championship. But this calendar year alone has watched them create a league for spots in the championship that lasted more than 20 weeks, that at the beginning they did not intend to pay the participants for competing in, even if they won. They eventually caved in and put it at $50 per win. But there was no money to be had for playing over 20 weeks originally. They expected people to give up 20 weekends to maybe have a shot at this. That's not even their craziest controversy of the year. They then mishandled a situation where 2 players were removed from the league by giving maximum points to everyone who had not played them yet, while only giving the points earned in the games played to those who did play them, which directly impacted players in the final standings. A situation literally everyone predicted could happen on day 1 of the controversy, I might add. During the season, there was a plethora of technical issues, which I don't begrudge them for having. These things can happen and will happen. But the way they changed their ways to deal with them frequently was very unprofessional, and again, may have shifted the season results for some. There was, of course, the Saudi Arabia controversy, which I have an entire video on if you need more information on that. They also lost a lot of respect in the community this year when they cut the World Championship roster from 24 players to 16. And not only did they make it just 16 this year, they made it a single elimination tournament. There's no round robin this year. They're literally cutting out 3/4 of the games. We now find ourselves at one more controversy in the muddy 2025 World Championship season. They're gaslighting of the winner of a contest, defending a corrupt scam artist company that very likely broke laws, possibly in multiple countries, and not doing anything of substance to rectify the situation on their end. Eating a few $1,000s in travel expenses, ticket, and giving the other contestants at the very least prizes from the Geoguessr portion of the list should have been the bare minimum situation that would have been probably the end of this dirty laundry being dropped. I am currently right now not a paid member on Geoguessr, as my subscription ran out back on the 9th of this month, and I planned on boycotting giving them my money till after the World as a small penalty for all the stuff they pulled prior to this in the last year. But right now, I don't know if I can in good faith give them my money anytime soon with this situation unrectified. Geoguessr seems determined to let trust fund babies sink their core audience by constantly insulting them. Why they listen to the investors on things and not the people who play their game, I will never understand. I miss the days when they took input seriously from the base. I miss when a problem arose with something in the game, they would try to rectify it. Even if they failed to do so well, they tried. Now they won't even rectify a blatant robbery of 3 other members of things they rightfully earned. Lastly, this video will be coming out right before the World Championships. Not coincidental, but also a little coincidental. I don't know if the staff see it in time to rectify things, but I think offering Jaspinko tickets, flights, and accommodations to the 2026 championship is a very bare bones minimum of apology, and I mean bare bones. An on-stream acknowledgement that Audeobox rigged the results would be a sign of taking some accountability and backing a member of their community, and far more acceptable. At the bare minimum, they should acknowledge like they did when the Saudi Arabia fiasco happened, that they made a mistake. They don't even have to name the mistake, Audeobox. Just acknowledge that one was made, and that they are going to reach out to the 3 true winners for at least their share of the prizes they were offering. The ball is in your court, Geoguessr. Lastly, fuck Audeobox.